The day started with a beautiful sun, but the moment I opened the camera, the sky became so gloomy and grey. It's about to rain, so we will have to deal with the lighting. Hello, I'm Ria, and today I'm going to talk to you about my plans for 2026. I know there are lots of videos out there with plans and specific patterns, but I want to give you a general idea of the things I would like to make and do during 2026. And most of them are things that I have already done and worked for me in 2025. So I will not be referring to specific patterns. This will be some kind of other video, and I would mostly like to talk to you about the general idea of how I want to use my craft. The first thing, and this is something that you have already seen or heard or you're thinking yourself so many times, I want to destash. And I know this is something that's not for all of us. I mean, there are lots of people that use yarn as a different hobby, bind yarn as a different hobby. But for me, the amount of yarn that I have at the moment gives me anxiety, and it doesn't help me a lot. So with the things I want to make, so I really want to downsize on the amount of yarn that I have. I made a video back in October where I talked about my animal fiber stash, and I'm planning to make another video with my plant-based fiber, which is a lot, because during 2020 I thought, when the first time the stores opened, I thought I would run out of yarn, and I went to the stores and bought one skein of each color. I don't know why I did that, with having nothing in mind of what I wanted to make. I just went to the stores and bought one skein with cotton lace yarn, which I don't know what to do right now. Anyway, I do have an idea of what I want to do, but this does not help me think clear, and I have to be more mindful of the things I want to make. And I have managed to be to the point, to the things I wanted to make during this winter, using my stash, and I think I did a pretty good job. This is also a video coming up, how plans I made during the fall and winter, and how this came out if I used my stash and stuff like that. But I know this is not for everyone. I think you should do whatever you feel like. If you feel like you want more yarn, of course buy more yarn. If you feel that you want to destash, either sell or try to find patterns for the yarn that you already have. I'm already feeling better because I'm seeing the animal fiber yarn going down. I only bought, I think I bought 3 skeins of yarn when I made my Northern Augustins number 4, because I was running out of the grey yarn I used for this pattern, and I wanted to finish it, but I ordered much more yarn than I wanted, and I ended up having in my stash the amount of yarn of which I ordered, and I ended up not using all of it. So I really want to be more specific with the yarn I buy and how much I need, if I need to add to a project, or if I want to add to a project I already have. Anyway, I think I did a pretty good job up until now. We'll see how it goes in a video upcoming. So the next thing I want to do is to make a craft room. Well, we live in a 2-bedroom apartment, and the second bedroom has become a storage room for me. I don't know if this happens to you. Everything I find and bring to the house, I put it in there, and it's something I do. My husband does not behave like that, thank God. And I have accumulated so many stuff which I buy for the rest of the house, and I end up not using them. I don't know why. And this is where I store my yard, and we use as a guest room because my part of the family does not live in Athens, and we often have guests staying there, which is very difficult because I want to have a calm, beautiful room for the people coming to visit us, and I end up feeling anxious to gather all my mess and hide it somewhere. I don't know. It's very difficult. So my idea is to make this craft room so that I can use it as a craft room and as a guest room. This is not something that's going to happen immediately because I am setting a budget and trying to find the things, the furniture and all the placement I want to make in there, so it will be useful for me as a craft room and probably as a place where I can film, because there are 2 windows in that room, so I will definitely have better lighting, and I will not bother my husband when he's here and I want to film and I ask him to be quiet. So I really want to start doing this, and I've started decluttering with the things I have gathered in there. I'm trying to clean this out. Also, there's a library in there, and I ended up clearing a lot of the books I had. I have donated them to a library, and there are more things I want to do and change in there so that the room can be useful and presentable. So this is something I will definitely share with you, the process. So stay tuned for that. And I really want to make the craft room because I want to try different fiber arts. And what I mean by that is I do love knitting and I do love crocheting. Maybe I love knitting more than crocheting. I don't know, maybe. But I want to try more things. I have tried macrame I think it was 2 years ago, and I really liked it. I bought an embroidery kit to make a pillow, and my mother used to buy me these kinds of kits with pillows and stuff like that when I was a child, and I really want to try it because I know that when you knit and you crochet, sometimes our hands have to change the movements that they make because we hurt our wrists and our fingers, and so it's better if you change the moves you make with your hands. It's helpful. This is what I've heard. So I will try to incorporate other fiber arts in my everyday life. I know that the algorithm does like you to have a niche, and if you incorporate other things, even if they are similar to the things that you do, it doesn't love you. But I don't care. I don't do it for the algorithm. I do it for me. So I really want to have the craft room so that I can make other things like quilting. I've seen so many beautiful things on Instagram and on YouTube. People are making amazing things, but if I do not have a specific space with my sewing machine, I do have an issue because I have to clear all my kitchen table to put my sewing machine. I make a mess, and then I'm too tired to clean it, and I don't enjoy it. So if I have a craft room where my sewing machine is already there, and I have to make one day with the cuttings and the other day with the sewing, I think it will be easier for me, and I will enjoy it more and do the things I want to make. And I've seen punch needling. I love it. I've seen people make amazing things, and I really want to try and make all this. I will start with embroidery, probably because it's easier for me to do it here on the couch where I sit right now, instead of having a certain craft space to do it. And I will inform you about it and see how it goes, because if you can incorporate sewing and embroidery on your knittings, which I find very, very beautiful, and it's something I want to learn and mix all those fiber arts together. So this is one of the things I really plan to make in 2026. The other thing I really want to be doing in 2026, I really want to be more intentional with the things I make. In the past, I have been not so careful picking up patterns and sizes, and I don't know, I made things that they weren't for me, so I ended up reknitting all those stuff that I make, and didn't work out. So I feel that I know this is not always possible. For example, I know that if I crochet with a cotton yarn, the garment will be too heavy for me to wear during summer, because we have extreme temperatures like 40 degrees Celsius, and you cannot wear anything heavy on you when the temperature is so high. So I did it. I made crochet tops, which now I want to unravel and make something knitted, which is stupid of me because I know I'm not going to wear it. So I want to be more intentional with the things I make, because I do have the experience and I do know what I like and what I don't like. So this is something I really want to think over before I start making something. I mean, I made the Cumulus blouse with the yarn I already have, and I saw it the time I was knitting it, that the result was not what I wanted and I wouldn't wear it, but I kept on doing it, and I ended up reknitting this pattern again with a different way. You will see it in a video upcoming. So I really want to be more careful of the patterns and the things I make, because I want to think twice of how I'm going to use the thing I make, and I have to keep a balance with the yarn stars I have and the things I want to make, because I really want to use my stars. I don't want to buy more things. So I have to be more careful and more mindful and more intentional with the things I make, because I just don't want to be influenced and make something that I will not use. For example, if I really love color work patterns, but not all patterns are for me. And if I start making color work, this means that I will end up with clothes in my closet that I will be able to use for a very small amount of time during maybe January, February. Those are the two more cold months of the year here in Athens. So I do not need 5 sweaters, colorwork sweaters, which are very heavy for the weather we're having here, although I really love them and I really want to knit them. This is what I mean. So this is one of the goals I have, and I really want to keep, because I get influenced and I do things that I end up not using at the end. Anyway, the other thing and the last thing I want to do is be more active on Ravelry. I do use Ravelry to find my patterns. I use it for advice. I use it for things I want to try, and it's my community, is where people who share the same passion with me are active, and I really want to try and be more active there, because as I find helpful things, I think I can give back helpful things also. So this is something that kept me, because I think that if I make a pattern, but I do not upload this on Ravelry, and I do not talk about this pattern on Ravelry because I haven't done this before, and I should do this thing first, and I should put my yarn first, and this kept me for not doing things. But you will probably see a messy stuff, a messy page at first, but I promise you it will come together, because I do not have unlimited time, although I would love it to have unlimited time to knit and do my craft all day, but I have a full-time job which keeps me occupied for most of the day, so it's not very easy for me to do other things that I like better. Those are my goals for 2026. If you liked this video, please subscribe, like, leave me a comment about your goals for 2026, and I will see you at the next one. Bye!